Hey guys, welcome to day 9 Understanding Regex. Data from real world is messy. As we receive the data from multiple sources, there is a chance or that data can get messy when it arrives. And most of that mess or most of the data arrive in the form of strings or text. And therefore we need special operators because data can get messy. Just doesn't get messy in the start or end. It can get messy in between as well, where there are no patterns. In such cases, how to deal with the data? So there is a special library called Regex library. Regex stands for, what is Regex? Regex stands for regular expression, a mini language for describing search patterns in the text. We can use this Python built-in module to do multiple things. First of all, we can try to, if we have a text, we can try to get something out of that or search into that text with a pattern, with a defined pattern, that is regex.findAll. We can use the same pattern to know whether that pattern is present in the data or not, where it just try to match and give a binary answer, true or false. Then there are two more such function. One is sub, which gets the substring out of it, and the last one, which is the split. It tries to split from that point. How to use all these functions we'll see in the next upcoming part. First of all, we have to import a library called regex. So you can simply write a statement import re, and that will import the regex library. The next thing that you would want, that I would like to show, is regex.findAll. Now we just wanted to validate, or we just wanted to we have a text, for example, data engineers love data with big data platforms. What we wanted to find the word data, and uh, in which variable we wish to find, that we need to pass. And the last one that we need to pass is whether we want to ignore case. If we ignore case, then any pattern of data would be plucked out as an array. Once this command is executed, all such patterns are collected in an array variable, which we can see that it is printed out: data, this data, and this one. So three occurrences are there, and all three instances have been pulled out using find all. How this works out? So there are certain meta characters that helps us to define the pattern. Regex uses special symbols, and some of the symbols are, let's say, dot. Dot works like any character. Then we have this cap symbol, I always call that as, and that defines the start of the string. So if the start of the string is data, then keep that line, otherwise don't keep that line. Such conditions can be implemented with this. And dollar represent end of the string. So in the end, if there is dollar, then we should pull that line out, or we should allow that line. This way, slash d represent any digit from 0 to 9. Slash d plus is 1 2 3 2. Slash d represent 1 2 3 4. In anything as a whole number, you can take up. Slash w represent any word character. Any word character means alphanumeric. So small a to z, caps a to z, and 0 to 9, like that. Then there are white spaces. Slash s represent white spaces, and brackets represent the character state, like that. So this is something we use to create a regex pattern. So earlier, almost 4 to 5 years back, when we were not having AI or any tool, we had to remember these patterns, and then based on this pattern, we used to find out that, okay, now this is my business condition, let's convert it into a pattern. It was very difficult days, because getting a perfect pattern would always be a problem. Then came the tools. In online, you can simply go and get the regex tools and use them, put the patterns in it and test it out. But now, since this is the age of AI, the tools like ChatGPT, or for that matter any other LLM, already have a good knowledge of regex, I generally use ChatGPT. I just provide my business condition and a sample of data. Don't provide the actual data, just give it as a sample string. Create a sample string and give it to ChatGPT, and ChatGPT would be able to give you a right set of a regex character. So if whenever you are into cleaning of strings is needed in your data pipelines, go for regex. I would recommend create regex patterns using AI tools like ChatGPT. This would increase your productivity. Otherwise, creating a regex is also another headache that takes a huge amount of time in development. Now let's check one such pattern. What we are trying to find out is extracting numbers from the text. So we will use this pattern called slash d plus, I think. Yes, we will use the pattern called slash d plus to find out the numbers present in the string. So let's run it, and we are able to extract the numbers. Just let me change the number a bit so that you can get the feel of code is running. That okay? Yes. Order ID, there is a numeric value, so that is plugged out, and amount is another numeric value that is plugged out with re dot find all. Let's go to another method called re dot match. What re dot match gives, as I mentioned, is a binary is a boolean answer. It will give either true or false, whether that pattern is matching or not. So this is a common email pattern which you can even find out by just doing some Google search or even using ChatGPT. You can find out that this is a common email pattern used in regex. What we do in case of matching is we pass the pattern and the value. So we iterate. We have an email array, and then we also have a pattern which is defined. We iterate over the entire email array and try to match this pattern with each and every element. Whenever there is a pattern match, we say that okay, it's a valid email. Whenever and if the patterns are not matching, we say that it is an invalid email. So similarly, we can see that this is a valid email, and therefore the result is also coming like that because it is matching a particular pattern. Similarly, this is not a valid email because there is no .com there. Similarly, the last one is a valid pattern, and therefore the valid is printed here. Now extracting dates and log messages. On the similar line, whenever you are extracting, you use the function find all. So you get the pattern of dates, whatever is the pattern of date, like hyphen separated by hyphen something of four characters. So this represent the four characters. Slash d represent 1 to 9, but four characters from 0 to 9 you get all the four characters. Then you have hyphen, then you have slash d which represent numeric values, two characters. Again hyphen, numeric values and two characters. And wherever in the text we get such pattern, we are going to do a find all. So therefore you can see the result that the date is extracted out of the text. Dates are extracted out of the text. So these are kind of all the relevant examples. I'm just trying to contextualize related to the data pipeline work or data engineering work we do on a day-to-day basis. Moving to next item, where we are trying to do a sub is a substring. Okay, and what it will do is whatever pattern you give, it will only pick up that pattern, and apart from that, if anything else is present, it is going to leave at that point only. It will not create a new substring out of it, or it will replace it with a certain character. So for example, here we have a text where hello world data engineering is there, but it is corrupted. Like you can see, there are special characters at the rate, exclamation, hash, and dollar present. So we just want to get rid of it. How you would do it? Basically we want to perform the cleaning, so we can use something called substring. But how the substring should behave is then represented by these special characters. So if you put all these special characters here, it is a way to tell sub which characters to keep. Like just keep anything if it is between a to z, small a to z, and 0 to 9. Apart from that, if anything you encounter, just leave it or replace it with a blank. This is what has been done here. And if we apply this on the variable text, what we would get in return is a cleaned value where at the rate hash and exclamation and dollar are excluded or replaced with a blank. So we can simply see this. So you just removed everything except alphabet, number, and spaces. A typical a typical step before writing clean data downstream. So we are sure that okay, we don't want any special characters. Then in that case, this is how you should clean the data. Again, the similar on the similar lines, let's hide the customer details before saving into the logs. So what we can do is, so if the data is containing an email, what we would do is we would check the pattern, correct? And if such pattern exists, we would immediately replace such pattern with the text called email masks. So this way it helps us to mask the PII of a customer email. I just wanted to run the code and show you that the data is changed. So customer email address, wherever you get an email pattern, these are all common pattern. You just don't need to discover everything always. You will get an email pattern very easily. So email pattern is then replaced with masked. On the similar lines, there is another function called split. Split is something which tells the string that okay, from this point you should completely split the string. So for example, anywhere in between there is a comma, right? There is a comma, there is a pipe, you should split the string. Comma pipe, comma pipe, and semicolon, you should definitely split the string. So this way you can see that after comma the string is split, data is taken out separately, then semicolon string is split, and then pipe the string is split. This way a complete text is then converted into an array and stored it as a parts, and can be printed like this. So we have seen, just go through, let's see what all things that we have seen till now. We have seen something called find all, where we are just trying to extract the particular pattern of values. Match which gives a binary answer whether that particular pattern is present or not present, true or false. Sub, um, sub is there which gives the substring, or which creates a substring but removes everything that we want the pattern to be replaced with. So we just replace that special characters with empty string. So that's a sub. And then we have something called split, where we instruct that okay, on upon seeing some of these patterns you should start splitting the string. Real world scenario where we are validating the customer records. So what we have done is then created an email and phone pattern. As I mentioned, email and phone patterns are very common, and what we are trying to do is this is a set of record, and in this we are trying to validate whether the email pattern is correct or not. So for each record we will iterate, and for each record we will validate whether it's a valid email and valid phone number. And if both the things are valid, we'll say that it's a valid record, otherwise we'll say an invalid record. So like that, if you run this, we'll be able to print this out that okay, uh, only first record is a valid record, first record is definitely a valid record, second is not, because both the things are wrong, and third one is a valid record. So this way we are able to validate it. Regex is a Swiss army knife for text cleaning. Once you master it, you will clean any dataset quickly and confidently. This is very important tool. So whenever you are landed with the data, um, s- s- most of the things you would be able to do it with the straightforward functions like strip and uppercase and title and such methods. But there might be many cases where you need to apply some random patterns, and for that regex come handy. This is a very special tool used for cleaning the data. You should remember. Thank you guys for listening to this, and we'll meet into the next videos. Please do subscribe. Thank you.